Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BARCastTV. It is October 17th, 2024. I'm BARCast, joined today by Sashkorin. Welcome, man.
Hey Aaron.
Bro, it's good to have you here. I think it's been a while since we've talked. I think I've had you on the channel before, but good to have you on, man.
I guess not, but I might be not right?
Hmm. Well, for those of you who don't know Sash, I can introduce you a bit, and then maybe you can add to it if you want. But you've been playing since like I want to say uh, the beginning
Since
of 20.
February.
Yeah,
Since February.
right, and have improved quickly. And now I see you mostly playing like free for alls. So that's where you're at right now, huh?
I mean, currently I'm playing all modes, so
Okay,
I'm
okay.
improving actually. That's why I'm actually improving,
Yeah.
I feel
Well,
like.
yeah, you're like what top? I think you're at least top five on the leaderboard in 1v1s. I'm not sure where you're at in the other like formats, but
I
that's
guess in small team game I'm top 5, in FFA like top 10. In big team game I've no clue, to be honest.
Not like you keep track. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. This is something you thought to look at today. Do you want to introduce this game or the series rather, and why you wanted to look at it?
Uh, yeah, so this game is like, I feel like this is the best game out of the tournament, out of all these tournaments. Because we are meeting Andy and Chisato. Like, those players are pretty popular, I would say,
Mm,
and they are really hard to beat. And they're like one of the best players of this game, of course.
right, right.
And they met each other in a quarterfinal, as I remember.
This is the quarterfinals, yeah, because
Yeah,
he played you
so,
after this game in the semis, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so quarterfinals.
And no one actually did the replay review of this game, and well, I feel like that's a mistake of Aaron.
Right. This game in particular was kind of wild because Andy showed us something like a new start. So maybe I'll have the chance to ask if you pro players, team pro, cook this up in your own like team house or how you guys came to find this was the best build because Andy did say he practiced this maybe like 6 7 times I want to say. So
Yeah, he practiced it a bit. Like,
yeah,
we've been sitting in a lobby together, like passworded lobby, so no one could see what we are doing actually.
right.
And we've been sitting with like autopilot and X Factor together.
Right.
Oh yeah, Andy has been practicing this build.
This is great. So for those of you who don't know, this is Mariposa Island. It was featured in the last map pool, and like Sash said, it's Chisato versus Andy, and a little bit of an off meta strat. I can unpause this and start the replay. Right, we're at like 12 seconds. Um, Andy does this like unorthodox start in the water, right? So like, why do you think this is such a good start, Sash?
I mean, that's a good start because no one could actually raid you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're on the water, you have OP cons who is expanding pretty fast to
Mm-hmm.
any direction,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the main reason, I guess. No one could raid you and pretty fast expand.
Right, right. I would add to that is we'll see Andy get this like really early con turret here, and he makes four naval cons, right? Two of them are expanding left and right side, and then the other two are scaling titles underneath the con turret, which is just wild because he has like at the
Yeah.
end of the game, I think he's got like a 30 40% energy advantage, and it's just because of all these titles. So this
Yeah, those titles are pretty efficient on this map. Like, it looks like it's not, because wind is from 6 to 12, but at the same time, tidal is pretty good. And it's better than wind and solar, of course, because it's just stable.
mm-hmm.
Stabilized Tika is
Very
always
stable,
good.
and it's way cheaper, right? The titles are like what 75 metal, and the solars are like
85
85. Yeah,
metal,
and
and
this
250 energy. That's a lot, actually. That's a lot, but it gives you some energy.
mm-hmm. Gisato opening up with this vehicle lab, which I would say is unorthodox as well, right? Most players spawn core bots on this map and make like four res bots immediately. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about this choice, and what was he
Uh,
looking
to
for,
be
maybe?
honest, to be honest, Chisato loves to do some extraordinary builds on some maps. Like, everyone is practicing, of course, and Chisato is always like playing some other game meanwhile, doing some other stuff while everyone is practicing, and then he surprises his opponent by playing something different that nobody ever played on this map.
Right.
Like when you're seeing this map, you obviously see lots of rocks, lots of trees, and you could easily like reclaim it, and you would get lots of energy basically.
Right.
And well, he thinks in opposite direction. He thinks like incisors are just too OP. Plus you have the con vehicle, and the con vehicle is expanding pretty fast. So
Yeah, it's
well,
got.
probably that was the reason.
Okay, okay. I'm looking at this now. These rovers, I'm sure, are designed to catch like those people greeting out res bots, right? So, and now he's just saying "lol" in the chat, right? Like, and he's just seeing Andy on no
Yeah.
factory, right? The commander's on the land, right? So, kind of,
Well, he's surprised,
yeah,
and that's a good sign for Andy, because Andy knows exactly how to do this build, and he adjusted it for his own personality, I would say, because
hmm
everyone is playing differently, of course, and well, that's the reason.
this is crazy. Look, the commander has he's just
Yeah.
making solars, and there's a con turret going up in the main, or like in the water. This is yeah. Super nice. Unrateable mexes with unrateable expanding cons, right?
I
So,
mean, now he's gonna try to do something with Rascals, I guess. But I guess Andy is super surprised. Like, he didn't even think about that, to be honest.
oh, that
And
burnt.
now he thinks that he needs to expand as fast as he can possibly do. And he's actually doing that.
Yeah, what is this? Greeting out cons. So one, two, three, four, five expanding cons for Chisato. This moment was a little tense right here. I was kind of worried, but with the like shutting down these solars and obviously doing a bunch of damage to him,
Yeah.
just a little worried about that. But
Oh, he's so close to get the solar
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
But he was splitting the damage, that's why he didn't get it. But actually, nah, he's too scared to get.
Oh,
He's gonna kill it. He's
no,
gonna kill it.
16
Probably the
health on
second
that.
one as well. To be honest, on Randy's side, I would already reclaim the solar that has 40%,
Right.
because, well, you have some contours up. You can just you have two cons, nail cons, which could build some energy for you, so yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
title is a bit inefficient already.
Mm-hmm. So what
But
were
it's
you?
going well for Andy.
I would think so. Who did you expect to win this series when you're?
When I was watching the official stream, I've been like thinking that it must be 50-50 game, to
Mm,
be honest. But when I saw that Chisato went for vehicle, I knew that it's gonna be for Andy this game. Cause vehicle against naval start is extremely bad. Usually, the powerful thing about playing against sea start on this map that you could get some res bots and just reclaim all rocks on the map. That would give you lots
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
tempo, lots of incisors, medium tanks, and so on. And well, you have to pick the different way.
I'm wondering if he made two Shuris and just like locked down these cons. Like, how is he gonna? How is he gonna unlock them with two Shuris? But that's probably
I,
not the.
I don't know. I mean, actually, no idea. Actually, no idea.
So in this position, Andy's just happy to expand. This is one of the few maps where like expanding with the commander is maybe better than like staying on the lab and assisting it, right? Just because of the proximity of all these like 3 mechs clusters, right? You can just boom, 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 walk to like cap like 15 mexes or 12 mexes like super quickly, right? So that's what he's doing right here. And this is the point I was really noticing. He's got like a 30% energy advantage, and that's surely just coming from straight titles, right? 3 con turrets, 2 cons.
I guess the bad thing about Chisato's build was that he went for these 3 maxes on the water, and only then he built the lab.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't need any metal at this time. He needed the energy. And energy you can get only by making the ship guns. That was a bit interesting choice by him.
Yeah, he goes con, then sub. You
Yeah.
think? What would you have done differently? Like then, like.
To be honest, I would go for like 4 cons, because I don't expect Andy to attack me, because he went vehicle. I don't think he would build the submarine or like a frigate or anything else.
Right.
It would have stopped his eco scaling, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So you expect only like 1 con, and probably this con is gonna build the ocean in this small little choke point. So well, the submarine is not the great idea, but as we all know, Chisato doesn't really know how to play C. So well,
No, now that you say that, it makes
probably he
sense.
had some different thoughts about that.
So let me point something out. The sub has 500 range. The urchin has 500, right? And I've seen like one player like target through an urchin. Like you can take out an urchin with the submarine if you micro correctly, and I'm not really sure how to do it, honestly.
You can only do that if you know where the ocean placed already. So you just scouted it, basically, with anything. Like a
Right.
frigate, with air scout, you know that there is an ocean. And only then you could technically just micro it. And technically, if you had really OP APM, I didn't try it by myself, but I really think that this Armada submarine, because it has more move speed,
Right.
you could technically just dodge all ocean shots, but it takes lots of APM, of course.
I didn't know you could dodge all the shots. Like I know you can dodge like the projectiles, but that's interesting at max.
Well, this game is extremely hard for Chisato already, because just Andy overwhelms him with
Incisors,
incisors.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's just going straight forward. He doesn't care about this small cheeky army that Chisato has got.
Yeah, it's like,
Well,
this is crazy. I was really impressed with this game 1, and then like spoiler alert, Andy wins this game. Like winning game 1 in a series, best of 3 series, is huge too. So I was like, damn, Andy, like,
yeah,
I'm rooting for you, but
this series is pretty interesting. I guess Chisato didn't expect so many army just run into his base, but that's actually how this map is being played. You just run straight forward and do not care about any army, trying to kill as many mexes as you can while your opponent is trying to defend. And of course, Andy knows that Chisato hasn't got the bot lab, so he doesn't have any res bots.
right.
Of course, if he had some res bots, he would resurrect all these metal extractors as fast as he
Right.
could possibly do, but well, he doesn't have that opportunity. Well, that's why Andy just goes in and trying to kill as many mechs as he can.
There is something to be said about the tempo of like trying to get res bots out and getting the, like, say you have like Chisato's case, he has all these Rex he could potentially resurrect, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, you're trying to make units to stay with your opponent's units in a way, right? Just
Yeah.
having the same army value, so it's like it's hard to like stabilize and start rezzing if you're like behind on army, right? And you're trying to get out army, or like behind on energy and you're trying to res, right? So it's like you have to, like, two things have to align to be able to capitalize on all the metal and
Well,
Rex on your side of the map, right?
Yeah. Now it's getting pretty hard. It's like now you cannot get the bot lap anymore because you're just getting overwhelmed really hard. He's just gonna run into your maxes and you're not gonna be able to do anything, to be honest. And that's where it's time to call GG basically, but well, Chisato is gonna play for a while.
What do you think about the seaplane transition here?
Seaplanes are pretty good, but not Cortex ones. I mean, Cortex ones are good for bombing runs, so you're going for bombers,
Right.
not the seaplane gunship.
Right,
The
right.
Cutlass is not that great, I would say. The Saber is like 10 times better, of course.
That's the ARM
Uh,
counterpart, or
it's just I don't remember the whole thing, but you don't need to like the press A or press set target to shoot with Saber, but with Cutlass you need to do that.
okay, I didn't know there was a difference there. There is a lot of strong units out of the
I
Seaplane
mean,
Factory. Like,
I don't remember the exact thing, but I tested both, and well, I guess Cutlass cost more energy actually, because Saber cost like 4,200 energy, and well, Cutlass cost 5,400. That's a lot for the seaplane.
yeah, when they have like other options too. Like most of the time, I'm making the Seaplane Factory. It's to make the torpedo gunships, right? To like win a naval battle. It's so infrequently you're like using seaplanes on like a land map, right? On this big wide open
Yeah.
land map. So it's something we really don't see that often. And
This map is I don't know what to say about this map. As I said before, you could technically run through entire game into opponent's base, and technically you would have won because your opponent is not attacking you, and you could technically take all the middle maxes and at the same time take the all corner maxes. And your opponent is gonna struggle, like, he's gonna try to res this, maybe he went for vehicle lap, then he instantly loses, because he's not attacking. But, yeah.
sorry, I need to end this recording here. So we've arrived at game 2 versus, or just Chisato versus Andy. I'm still with Sash. How's it going, man?
Well, it's going good for now, because I see that my pro clan wins, you know? It's OP.
Right, that was
I,
like,
I, I love Andy's games actually, because when I just started playing in February, I was always watching his replays. I've been studying them a lot. So Andy is like one of my favorite guys to watch, obviously.
same. R. Andy, as he's affectionately called, you know? So, everybody's player. I'm a big fan of Chisato, but it is hard to find solid Chisato games when like he's not memeing. So you kind of have to like wait to the finals of a tournament or something like that to find like, oh, what is he?
And even in the finals, he's like, nah, I'm not gonna play like normally.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm thinking of the two Resbots 16 grunt start on hide and seek. I don't know if you remember that game, but
Yeah, I remember that.
okay.
We're gonna watch that. We're gonna
Yeah.
join in this game.
Uh,
But after this one.
right. What do you think about this map, Aurelia?
Oh, this map is I I don't know what to say about that. So we are seeing that it's Cortex against Cortex, and it's in Andy's favor for now. But if I'm gonna say something about map, I would say that it's bad map, I would say, because you're trying to read what your opponent is doing all the time. Because if the game goes for like a middle stage, I would say, when you're going for medium tanks, when you're building mines,
Yeah.
you're trying to cap this middle maxes, you're trying to get this amphibious cons to get the maxes on a land for the water.
Right.
And well, it's kind of hard because, well, if your opponent is building mines and going for tier 2 and you're trying to build the medium tanks, you obviously lose. And well, if you're going for air and your opponent is going for mines and going for tier 2 and not going for air, well, you basically win. Because you're gonna kill the energy that your opponent have, but that's the interesting part of it. You don't know what's gonna happen next. That's 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 the best part
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
viewer. So I guess for the viewers, it's one of the best maps.
As
Because
a
you're like
player, it kind of
watching, you
sucks.
know
Yeah.
everything, and you're like, oh gosh, what's gonna happen next? And like, you're excited.
He gets this incisor, right? Yeah. Oh, flanking damage is good.
Yeah.
That was kind of insane, honestly. And whew. What was
Well,
it?
it's actually interesting that he went for a vehicle. I don't remember this game already, but for some reason he went for a vehicle,
Hmm.
and he doesn't have energy anymore. Well, when I was watching this game, I remember still this moment. I was really surprised that he went for a vehicle and he didn't have the proper build for it.
What is
Because
the proper build?
he was just spamming incisors without aiming any metal. Well, the proper build is at least having metal and boosting it, of course. But well, that's a bit surprising. For now, he lost the con actually.
He did lose a con. That's huge, right?
Yeah,
So
that's pretty huge.
Shadow's on three expanding cons right now, and
Well, this game is going really good for Chisato. He's getting the tempo, he's getting the cons.
right, he's
Let's
got
see what's
this
gonna
lane locked
happen.
down. He's got units moving over to the left lane, right? So
Yeah. I mean, he's got some incisors, but it's not enough to overwhelm the grunts, of course. You need some more. Because the more incisors you have, it's easier to overwhelm the grunts. Because sometimes they shoot through each other. I don't know why they should not, but sometimes they do actually.
yeah, I mean a lot they
Probably
do.
it's a feature, maybe it's a bug or something.
This is
I
like a
don't know.
balance change they made because they changed it such that blitzes could shoot over themselves, and then I think they applied it to the incisor if I'm remembering this correctly. But yeah, that was a change they did this past year.
I don't remember that. Maybe I was not even playing back then when they made this. Well, Chisato is getting lots of maxes for now.
Yeah, this is super good.
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about bombers earlier. Kind of want to go back to that. I've noticed you've been making a lot more bombers. Am I noticing this correctly or
I don't know. I'm just testing stuff for now.
okay?
Because I think everyone in 1v1 is like thinking, I'm gonna make a vehicle lab, I'm gonna win the game, right? But in the end, you're like building the bombers, he's losing all the eco.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're somehow built enough defense, enough work on your side to defend,
Yeah, the counter.
well, you're gonna be ahead.
So, what do you think's better for that? Like, you're saying using like surprise air in that like vehicle transition. Do you think arm or core is better for that? It's like,
Core score is better because you've got OP bombers. They are much better than Armada
how
ones.
are core bombers better than Armada bombers?
They deal more damage. They deal much more damage.
Is it like in an
Like
area of effect
if
or
you have
like?
ever if you have ever seen Armada bombers, you know what I mean.
Okay.
Because they don't really deal as much damage as core ones. And you have, of course, Shuris, which got fixed, of course,
Mm-hmm.
in recently balanced changes.
What?
But when those players played the tournament, there were no disbalance change about Shuris.
So,
Mm.
what about the gunship though? You think is that not better for like surprising with air and going after eco like, or
It's questionable, of course, but they have some usage, I would say. You could technically use them sometimes, but it's not like you could do that every game. But like our core bombers, they are so good. They are cheap, I would say, because everyone is like thinking they are probably expensive. That's why no one is building them. I
they're pretty
actually have no
expensive?
idea.
So
And well, maybe.
I've been theory crafting about doing these early bomber transitions like you're talking about, and I'm like in the context of, I mean, you know how autopilot plays, right? He does that thing where he's at X Factor, they just stack all their wins together, like using the commander's build
Yeah,
range.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
a single bomber, like in that right at that window before the vehicle chat, I'm telling you, you'd like kill half their eco because
But you gotta read the game. You gotta read
yeah,
the game
yeah,
to
yeah,
go bombers.
right,
You
right.
cannot go bombers blindly.
Well,
You need to know that wind was good for the whole game, so there is no solars,
yeah.
and you can bomb with as less bombers as you can, and get as many damage as you can.
You say that, I'm thinking back to like the time when I was doing like air first, and it's like the worst part about doing air first on a good wind map is when wind sucks at the early beginning, and
Yeah,
they've made
yeah.
solars like there's nothing to pop, right?
You know, it's not like they only make solars, and it's like about you have no energy and you cannot go bombers because
Yeah,
of that.
exactly. It's like doubly bad, right? The
Yeah.
bomber's late and they
You're
make
like so
solars.
fucked because of that.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it does happen.
But I guess back to this game though. This is I get we're pretty much in the mid game now at this point. Like Chisato, I'd say has an advantage from this position because his commander is like getting more value, right? Expanding to these mexes, which will pay like well, they'll have a chance to pay for themselves over quite a bit. And I think Andy's commander is a little out of position here. Who do you think has an advantage here, or what do you think it is? What do you
For
see?
now, it's Chisato, but Andy's commander, to be honest, is pretty close to Chisato's base.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, he could bring the army to his side and try to dig on the lab.
Yeah.
It's of course risky, but he needs to already know that he's behind, obviously. He's behind and he needs to catch up, and he needs to catch up somehow. He needs to pick the chance. And that is actually a pretty good chance to dig on the lab. And probably you're not gonna die. Maybe you're gonna die. It's like 50-50.
Right. That's a good point, and I'm thinking back to this match, kind of thinking the same thing, right? It's like, well, Andy feels a little bit behind here, but his commander has an opportunity to like threaten the main base of Chisato, right? And he never really like went for that gamble. Maybe he didn't know exactly how far behind he was, or I mean, it's
not hard to read how far behind you are on this map, to be honest.
right.
Because, well, he probably knows that Chisato is expanding towards right side. Of course, he did not scout that, but Chisato has been doing that a lot when he was playing some screens. So, well, Andy needs to know that, and he probably knows that, and that was a good chance for him to dig on the lab. I mean, now it's pretty hard already, because he has got some medium tanks. Chisato, of course, gonna micro them. Maybe the double ulti is gonna up, so it's gonna be hard for Andy since now. But he's getting the reclaim. That's
That's go like here on the left side. Yeah, that's a lot of metal. 1.2k. I'm feeling like he's just a little too far behind on the E production as well, right? Granted, now wind is at 3, so Chisato is like even with him at the moment, but I mean, this is just a big difference in number of wind turbines.
It's always better to build a wind on this map. You don't want to build solars consistently. Probably he's thinking that he went for a vehicle and it's better for him to spam solars, but actually it's not. I don't know. It's hard to know what Andy was thinking at this point.
Right.
Because it's of course tournament game. It's some nerfs. You're trying to win against the best player in this game, and something might not go well for you.
Right. This was smart here. The Wolverines come out to kind of clear out this LLT position. Standing on top of the mines isn't completely ideal, but you know.
Well, it's fine. I mean, it's in a range. Like, one Wolverine is in a range. But that's a good sign. He started building some Wolverines just to clear the LLTs up. And he has got light mines up.
Which are nasty.
That's
I love seeing these.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
And these like choke points as well, so opponents on vehicles.
And the thing is, many of those players would go medium mines or the heavy mines, but I'm gonna point this out. Why did Chisato go for light mines? Because he didn't have enough energy to spam medium mines. Because it takes so much energy to build
Yeah,
mines,
four
but
times
like
as
light
much.
mine doesn't cost as much. It's like 270 energy, who cares, yeah?
Right, right.
But if you're building the medium mine, it's 1000, and the build power that your mines layer is using, it's a lot. So, well, that's a good sign.
That's a great point. I didn't notice there was quite that large of an energy difference between the light mines and the medium mines.
Yeah.
Even the upkeep. What's the draw?
And by the time he was doing that, he was not stolen any energy, and he was spending his metal consistently. And well, his lap was not idle, you know. That's the best point. And well, Chisato is getting air, and these shrews are getting lots of value, and he's transporting this medium tank to the middle.
Yeah,
Well,
that's crazy.
that's why you always build the light anti-air on the middle. Always. You always wanna do that.
It's like the only way for them to clear it is doing landing the light transport on there.
Yeah, if the opponent goes for bombers, maybe he's gonna go bombers through the middle, and he's like gonna expect you to not build any anti-air there. But you kinda did. So he got some more damage, of course.
I think there was a. This is.
Chisato is... Yeah, say.
I was gonna say I think there was a bit of a blunder here this past minute or so when we saw these like medium tanks moving around and Andy's commander really wasn't with the army. I think that was another opportunity, like you were saying earlier, where he could have grouped the army together with the commander and like threatened the main base, right? And
Yeah.
so
The bad thing about this game now is that Andy is not getting any cons to build the wind. Now he needs to get like 2 cons to build the wind. And like +1 con to expand, maybe.
Right. Yeah, recap these matches.
I mean, he has some cons to expand actually.
Yeah,
he doesn't need any more. Like 2, it's enough, of course. And he needs to go air, obviously. Without getting these cons, he cannot allow himself to go air, because it takes just too much energy. And Andy, of course, doesn't like to build energy storages for some reason. I don't know. I have noticed that.
Does he favor solars, and is that just giving him enough storage, or is it? I'm not.
I don't know. Maybe, as I said, he has the mindset to go solars because he's only building the medium tanks, because they don't. You don't need as much energy for them.
Okay. Is that like maybe a risk, you think? I don't want to. It's hard to know without asking him, but say you're falling behind scaling, but you have a stronger mid-game army, right, with the medium tanks. So.
It's better. It's basically faster to get army.
Yeah.
When you spam solars.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need much build power, and it's constant energy that you're getting.
You know, now that you're saying that out loud, I think that's kind of why I lose a lot of games, because I'm like, and I look at my opponent's base, I'm like, man, I'm like ahead on eco, but I lost, right? And it's just kind of making sense now, right? Like basic solars, and you just have more army.
Basic solars has been always good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you wanna go for wind to go air at some point. You just wanna go air. It's like, it's not even questionable. You just want. And well, Andy is not building any wind turbines, that's why he's not going for any air transition. He's only building medium tanks for now.
I'm just trying to point out this micro here of picking up medium tanks of Andy and flying them next to the commander and then capturing them.
That's an FFA style, cause in FFA you always wanna transport your tier 2 con to expand much faster. Transport all your con turrets, of course.
Right.
Well.
And then you're using them to harass and like
style.
Dropping the medium tanks sometimes. It's just kind of insane.
I've seen other player does it. It's Ubivator.
Yeah.
And well, it's only 2 players who is using that. No one else kinda. That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
But well, now this raid is gonna take entire Andy's base. I can already see it. Well, the worst part about Andy Sicko is that he was not reclaiming this reclaim field as much, and he was not using the metal.
Mm-hmm.
Probably needed to get some more build power, but he was
Or like a forward
a
lab or
bit
something like that over here.
stalling on micro, I guess. Maybe not. Don't know what happened.
That's an interesting points though about the you made earlier about the solars. I'm wondering I should like follow up and ask Andy about that because it's curious to see like completely neglected scaling wind pretty much. I mean, there's like a little wind farm over here, but
Yeah.
nothing like.
I mean, like in 1v1, you don't want to spam laser as much. You don't want to use it as the main anti-air in your army. You want to use it just a casual anti-air, you know? Just some is good, you know? You're just controlling them so they are not in front of your medium tank army, they're like somewhere in the back. And they're like constantly shooting if your opponent is going for some fighter or truce or something like that.
Right.
Well, you always have some constant anti-air. But, well, it's not a good thing. You need fighters anyway.
Right. It's like
You
you
can't
commit
just
to
play
one
without them.
or the other. Like if your opponent's gone air, like you have to go air essentially, right?
Oh, and what we see now is that Chisato is stunning the medium tank. He's making the transport. He is basically the transport in the enemy unit to his commander, so commander can capture it. And then with this medium tank, he's gonna do some damage just by dropping it somewhere on a metal cluster.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But I've seen he's like reclaimed the lab in his main base. He put down a metal storage and it's just going like mass bombers now. So kind of closing out the game. This is something I've seen him do. Like I guess he's like memeing at this point, right? Yeah, he's like doesn't have a vehicle
I
lab.
mean, no, it's not memeing. It's, I would say, pretty good. I cannot call it a memeing, because, well, it's worth it. It's worth the value.
Yeah.
Your commander is still not doing anything, but if you have enough APM, you could technically just destroy this medium tank, then take your transport and just capture it and drop it somewhere.
Okay.
It's gonna get some value, not much probably, but you can put some pressure on your opponent and probably he's gonna be scared. He's not gonna go with his army anymore into your base or something like that. I don't know.
This is kind of cute.
It's always worth the value. Plus your opponent is always stressed out, he needs to micro all this medium tanks and then, well, Chisato is just transporting them back somewhere else. Well, you kinda need to defend that all the time.
Watching this air raid go off is kinda cute.
Well, and Chisato now is kinda losing HP, not gonna lie.
Oh, that's right, yeah, I was
He has lost like, 56% HP.
Yeah, I remember watching this. I'm like, oh, okay, so you can just move to the right, and then somehow there's
and
like
these Garpikes are coming in.
Yeah.
But what we are gonna see now is that, well,
oh my gosh, that was so close, man.
Andy is gonna lose all these Garpikes to just a D-gun.
I'm wondering
if... And Chisato has got 20%.
That was
well, that was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
He could technically kill him.
You think so?
What I would try to do on Andy's side is that get the
battle ended.
Get the C-Lab and try to actually kill the opponent with like a presser or something like that.
Yeah, is that the destroyer or?
Yeah, that's a Cortex destroyer.
You know, that's a good point actually. It's like where the commander can't really go anywhere, right? So you'd be locked in.
I mean, he's here. You kind of know that.
Right, right. You know, that's
And if you went there, you kind of, well, you're gonna scout it.
yeah. Okay, well, let's I guess end this one and see you guys in game 3. So welcome back to the third and final game in this series, Andy versus Chisato. I'm gonna pause it here for a second. Can you introduce this map, Sashkorin? And what
Well,
do you think about it?
this map is extraordinary, I would say. Well, we don't see these maps as much, and that was a really great map for the tournament. Cause it's something new. It's of course something new. You don't really want to play it in ranked. You like you're skipping it, you know. You're playing something basic like Kenneth River, like Heartbreak Hill,
Yeah,
some of the popular maps.
right.
And this map is something unusual. Like you can cook something up on this map. Some really interesting strategies. And well, this game is gonna show you this.
Right,
Some
right.
really interesting strategies.
I would add to your description is the I guess there's a little bit of an imbalance in this map. I do like it, but I'd say like this bottom left has a better start because of these titles. You can get 21 title speed on a 14 win speed map, so you can
Yeah.
see there's really not that option here on this like top right side. So I think they could kind of fix that, and that really shows us the difference in opens between what Andy chose to do and Chisato, right? Like I think Andy does a 3 mech start, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chisato gets away with this like 2 mechs tick open, right? Which is kind of perfect off of these 2 titles, you know?
Yeah. I mean, now he's going for windmills, the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go for tidal window. It is actually 15, the maximum on this map. I mean, the wind on this map is pretty stable. It's like 5 the minimal wind. You don't see it as much.
Mm-hmm.
It's the pretty good state. And well, the average is 11.5.
Yeah, the risk is
It's quite nice.
below
Quite
10,
nice.
you know?
Yeah.
This was, I think, a little bit greedy from Andy is doing this 3 mechs with the walk, right? And then going con first. I've been favoring more towards like getting a single grunt out. I think I actually remember reading your comments about doing that versus like Alt F4, like when you need to protect your resers going grunt first to get it across the map and like scout. Is that something you do in your ranked games, or what are your thoughts?
I mean, usually in ranked games I'm not tryharding, but yeah, you kinda need to do that.
Yeah, to get
Well,
that information.
Chisato is just playing meta stuff, I would say. For now. Oh gosh, Chisato just dig on these 2 windmills.
Yeah. So
What a shot.
Don't want to get your factory with that that hitbox around the D-gun as
What
well.
a shot. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was there. Well, that was the fastest way actually. So I cannot call it a mistake. It's obviously not good that you're digging
Yeah.
to your wind turbines, but anyway, you are like stabilized wind economy, so well, it's fine. Well, anyway, on this map, like you've been saying that the right spawn has like a bad spawn because well, you cannot build the tidal as close as
Right.
you would do that on a bottom spawn.
Right.
But at the same time, the spawn is still good. Cause as I remember, it's easier to cover all these choke points with LTs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually easier, as I remember right. Yeah. So I would anyway go for tidal on this map, on any spot. You don't really want to go for this solars or for wind turbines.
No, definitely not. And we can see like one of the advantages of moving out with your commander earlier is there's a couple ponds you can build the titles into, like this little pond right here you can make a title in. It's interesting he stopped making that title to come over here and cap these mexes.
For now, Andy's getting lots of value from it. He stopped the Stukon's expanding.
right?
He's a bit behind, but it's fine. Though I think I don't understand that he has no metal now. And he's either not reclaiming any solar and not going for anywhere with his commander.
Yeah, that's something I've been
That's
doing a lot in
actually...
my own games is like reclaiming a solar or two. Does this? I think he missed micros this. Yeah, that was a little unfortunate there. He could have gotten that third
Yeah.
max. So now we see the Centurion composition coming out, and Chisato showed this a lot in his games. Like, what do you think about this?
It's it's funny, you know, it's funny. You don't see it as much. You don't see it as much. But like he made this meta for no reason. He made this meta. And now Aaron is playing it in 88s and like small team games. Even in FFA I've seen people
Oh,
doing
really?
that.
I did not know
Going
that.
for like 1 max and Centurion, just all in your opponent instantly.
Okay, I did not.
Well, he made the meta.
That's funny because yeah, the commander gives you 2 metal per second, and that I think that's what you need to make ticks out of the lab, right? So it's kind of like perfect.
I feel like Andy is a bit scared for now, cause well, he has 4 cons on his base, and he's not expanding with a single one. Only now he started doing that. And he's going for converter instead of actually reclaiming the solar.
Yeah. Now he sees the Centurion, right? So, which by the way,
Well,
range commanders and have higher movement speeds, so you can, in theory, you know, kite commanders with Centurions.
yeah, in theory, but you gotta control it really, really good. But the best counter is just spamming tags, obviously. This is the best counter to Centurion.
Thugs counter a lot of stuff, honestly, not gonna lie.
They counter most of the stuff. Like, and with this new update, I mean, it's not new, but they made them better. They
Oh,
have more
really?
HP now,
They have more.
plus
I didn't know that.
100.
I didn't know that.
Build time increased, and health increased by 100, so...
Hmm.
Before it was 1000, now it's 1100.
Did not know that.
For now, Chisato is trying to raid with this Centurion, and it works out actually. I don't know how, but it works out. Well, I'm surprised because Andy didn't go for this top maxes with 2 cons. He went with only 1 and he started building LTs for no reason.
Right.
Well, and now Andy is doing not a great job because, well, he's gonna lose this.
Yep, you get in range of the Centurions and they will not
Yeah,
let you go.
well,
Right?
and Chisato just needs to go forward to just kill the...
Right.
Yeah.
That was
Kill
an
the commander.
unfortunate
Battle
ending to a
ended.
super hype series, right? I mean, I'll admit, I was rooting for Andy there, but of course it's tough, right?
Yeah, everyone makes mistakes. It's fine.
Yeah,
We all do that.
Yeah, of course. And it's like in those pressure situations, right? It's like harder to make better decisions, right? When you got like nerves going and adrenaline and
Yeah,
all that,
and
right?
you know that you're playing against the best players, so you're like a nurse, you're like, oh, what do I do? No.
Right.
And you're not expanded because you're scared that some random Centurion is gonna walk in and some other stuff. But
Cool.
it's fine. We all believe that the next tournament is gonna be better for viewers actually, because the finals were not that great. Because X Factor got sick and well,
Yeah.
Chisato just took the series easily.
Yeah, but you know, I want to say that the series was better, like to watch like a 3-0, right? It seemed the games in the series seemed closer than the score was, right? So
Yeah, they were pretty close.
anyways, is there anything like you would change about the BPL, or what did you like about it? What would you dislike?
BPL. Oh, I don't know about that actually.
Yeah, I hate to catch you.
There were
off the
some
cuff.
things that I want to change, but for now I can't really say that because, well, I don't remember that. I guess there are some things that I would like to change.
Yeah.
But for now, I maybe let the players pick the maps. So these 8 players that already qualified and they're
Right.
gonna play the groups,
Right.
they could technically pick like 5 maps and well, 9 best maps that got the most votes. Well,
Okay, that's a good point. Kuchi made a good point to make, like, you do the map picking selection, the map banning and picking before you play the match, right? So you have a week to prepare and know what maps you're going to be playing on and the order. So I think we might actually do that next season.
yeah, there are some things that's gonna be better.
Yeah. Well, Sashkorin, I just want to say thanks for coming on. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks to you.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to have you back on again soon. And if you guys can, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you'd like to see more of. And cheers.